Yeah, Henry Bichelle from Yahoo Sports. BJ, I guess kind of two-part question. A, how did you feel being in the middle of a pretty, tense, fractious game like that? And how do you think your players handled everything?
I couldn't be more proud of the performance that our guys put in tonight. That they arrived here in camp focused on a mission to beat our opponent that was in the semifinal on our way to play in a final to lift the second Nations League trophy. So I couldn't be more proud in terms of how I feel the support that we have in our culture gives all of us a nice sense of calm and understand that we go through our processes to prepare each time to play a match. And again, I can't be more proud of the performance that those guys put in today.
BJ, thank you for your time. Kevin Baxter, LA Times. Congratulations on the win, historic win. This was also Flo's first game. Two of the best teams in the world, and it kind of turned into a Donnybrook by the end. How do you feel about that? I mean, are you sort of personally a little bit embarrassed? And was this the kind of baptism you wanted for Flo into this rivalry? Thank you.
I think Balo's performance tonight was great. He led our line defensively. I think the pressure that he was able to apply to the opponent was really good. He had some great moments in hold-up play. These are rivalry games. These are derby games. Things like this happen across the world. In no way am I embarrassed because we have a strong culture in our team, and what happens is it comes from a good place. They care about each other so much in that locker room that they're standing up for each other, and it's sometimes does it have an issue where we take a red card? Yeah, but when you know where it comes from, you can accept it, and it's a learning lesson for us all. It's a learning lesson for us because now we're going to go play in the final. But it's also something that we preach: next man up. And we've got 23 guys on this team, and it's a reason we're going to use all 23 players to go try and win a second trophy.
BJ right here, Jeff Carlisle with ESPN. Obviously, there was a lot of talk about Balo heading into this one, but Christian, again, really stepped up in a pressure-packed match. What are your thoughts on his performance? And also Gio Reyna operating in the middle. Obviously, it's not his first time, but certainly probably his toughest test in that role for the U.S.
Yeah, I mean, I can speak all day about Christian. The level of maturity that he has, the leadership that he displays. It's not always the most vocal. Maybe it's not always the most public. But when you see him step on the field tonight and put in that level of performance and set the standard for our group, you can only have a ton of respect for him. And again, that's why he wore the captain armband tonight, because that's the type of performance he expects out of himself, and that's the type of performance that we have come to expect from him.
But Joe, what did you make of the referee's performance tonight? Because when a game gets out of control like that, you've got to ask questions a little bit about the referee. And did you think he let too much go, and that sort of encouraged what happened, or how did you see it?
I'm not going to make any direct comments about the referee. These are difficult games. They're difficult games to play in. They're difficult games to manage, and so I don't envy the position of the referee. And I can say that I haven't had the ability to re-watch a lot of the instances, but his job was to put out a red card early, and he did that. How it's handled after that, is questionable, but I don't envy the positions in the type of situations that happened tonight.
Please. Thanks, BJ. Open. Go ahead, please.
Show it up.
Go ahead.
Yeah. BJ, Sanjay from Backyard, thanks for your time tonight. Two-part question. First one about Eunice's role. Could you talk about the instructions to him going into tonight? There's a lot of speculation, maybe double pivot, but it seemed like he was kind of filling in the way Tyler would play. And then the second part is about Rico after coming on. Thank you. Rico's performance after coming on, getting the goal. There's obviously been a lot of hype about Balo building up to this, but Rico comes in and scores. What was that like for him?
Yeah, great questions. And again, we continue to talk about our expectations in our environment as next man up, and Tyler Adams isn't with us, and Yunus Musa steps right in and does a job. Does he do it exactly like Tyler? No, he does it with his own style. But we felt that his level of ball security, his level of mobility, his desire to always want to be on the ball was something that we thought we could deploy this evening, and I thought he did a great job playing in a position that maybe he's not super comfortable, but he's willing to do anything for the team. Rico came into this camp extremely focused, extremely determined, and for me, he's another testament of what we've built here, the culture that we've built. When he knows that his number's called, he's going to come in and make an impact. We've seen that in the March. Now we see it here. And he's willing to do anything that's needed for the team. Of course, he goes and gets his goal, but we go down 2 men, and he's still running. He's digging the ball out in the corner. He's holding it. Like, he's doing all of the dirty work, all of the selfless work. And for me, that's what's most important, is he's living our values. And when you see him step on the field, you see our values embodied by Rico.
We're going to take 2 questions in Spanish and then a final question here with the gentleman.
Buenas noches, coach. Reconociendo el trabajo que hizo su equipo, lo superior que se manifestó en la cancha. Okay. La pregunta, son 3 preguntas en una. Esperaba más de México como equipo en cuanto a lo futbolístico, y si le decepcionó la reacción de los jugadores mexicanos con esas patadas al final, y lo del público, evidentemente, si le decepciona como gente de fútbol.
Yeah, so based on the performance, we prepared really well with our group. We were confident in the game plan that we were able to put together, and I think the performance from our side speaks for itself. We couldn't be more happy with the performance, but at the same time, we also understand that we need to turn the page and already start the recovery and preparation process to play versus Canada. In terms of the chant, I want to make it very clear, first and foremost, for our beliefs and our culture, it has no place in the game, and so that's something that we've stood against before, and we'll continue to stand against. And I think it's very clear on our side that it has no place, in our value system with our team.
Anything about the reaction of the players in Mexico?
I mean, I think the game is always high intensity, high stakes game, knockout games. You're going to see emotions always, and I think there was moments on both teams that we could have handled better.
Please, one in the back with the camera. Please raise your hand. We finish here with the gentleman.
Coach, Felipe Valenzuela for Univision 34 Los Angeles. First of all, how do you feel personally with this victory? Everybody's talking about a different coach, but what about you? And second of all, do you think for many years they call Mexico the giant of the CONCACAF? Do you feel like USA is the giant of the CONCACAF right now? I mean, Mexico cannot beat USA in the last 6 games.
In terms of the feeling within the group is that we're very satisfied with the performance that we put on tonight. Like I said, we started this 10 days ago in camp, and the group has been focused and determined to win a second Nations League trophy, and we knew that it was going to take a great performance versus Mexico to get us one step closer to that goal. So for me, I couldn't be more proud and more happy for the players in the locker room and for the staff that have put so much into this. In terms of we don't look at ourselves as the kings of CONCACAF. We're constantly trying to improve and grow as a team to compete against the highest levels of international football. And for us, this is just a continuation of putting good performances together, learning from those performances, and continuing to try and grow and grow and grow as we continue now to look towards the 2026 World Cup.
Last question, please.
BJ, Paul Kennedy of Soccer America. Serginho Dest hadn't played since a club game since January, and he had another, a great game for you guys today. Can you speak a little bit about him, and more generally, a lot of your players went through difficult club seasons, but seem to put that behind them tonight?
Yeah, so specifically about Serginho, he's a player that has worked extremely hard on his game, even outside of maybe his club performance. I think, he was a player that wanted to come into the April match, and so he couldn't be more committed to this team, and I think that's shown about how he handles himself away from camp, that he can walk in and do a 90-minute game and play at the level that he did. We look at the club performances. We're very confident in the culture and the brotherhood that we've created here. And many times when they come in here, it's an opportunity for them to get a reset, a refresh, and they all look forward to coming in and being around each other. And I think that type of energy and that type of positivity was on display tonight.